Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Dalia. We're once again on my tropical island doing another speed build. I know I typically go back and forth with my islands in terms of speed builds, but I really had a lot of inspiration to decorate on this island, so yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. So let's head over to the area we're going to be building, and I'll just talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today. So we're around the area we're going to be building. You guys remember this really fun little fake beach build we did in a video previous. So today we're going to be building up the rest of this road here, and then building up the cliffs back here, and doing another villager neighborhood. So the villagers we're going to be building for are Lyman and Faith, my two little koalas on this island. So I hope that you guys enjoy. If you do, don't forget to leave a like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to join our little family here. So yeah, let's get started because we have quite a bit of building to do. Thankfully, this is pretty easy in terms of terraforming. I really just have to build up the cliff. So we're gonna start by finishing up this road. Not gonna be honest, because this is not gonna lie, because this was a very oddly placed road. I wasn't sure how I was gonna complete it. Like, notice how we're on the top left corner of my map, and the road kind of just has to go somewhere. So we're gonna do the really creative and very effective way of cutting a road off, and we're just gonna create a tunnel. So I'm going to just finish this road, and it's gonna lead to a tunnel that goes to God knows where. Honestly, it's my favorite way to complete a road when I don't know where I'm gonna be placing it, or like if it's going to be extending. Originally I was going to do an incline that goes up to the second tier, but because we already have the incline on the beach, I just decided just the simple incline for the beach is just the best option. And honestly, I like the way that the tunnels make the island look like there's a lot more highways. Okay, please. Okay, Drift, I love you. You gotta move. Yeah, no, so that's what we're gonna be doing for that. So I'm just building this clip up, and unfortunately we're gonna have to move Faith's house. I moved her house out of the way in the last video when we made that gas station on my Let's Play video, which if you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. I did a Let's Play version of a speed build, or not really a speed build, but like an actual Let's Play where I did commentary as I was building. Typically, I just make these videos, like I record and then I do the voiceover afterwards. Honestly, it's just a little bit better because I usually do take several hours to complete builds, sometimes a few days, and it's just a little bit easier to edit videos that way. But we made a really fun little gas station and auto shop build, which was a lot of fun to create. So yeah, I unfortunately do have to move Faith's house, only to have to move her house back in a moment. But after I quickly moved her house, we're just going to fill in the rest of the cliffs here, and then we'll be able to start by finishing the road and then moving on to the villagers' homes. So like I said, we're going to be building Lyman and Faith's homes. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but I'm still not 100% set on Faith being a permanent villager on this island. It's either her or Sydney. If I somehow find the time or the energy to let Faith go and to go villager hunting, maybe we'll do that. But for now, I decorated the house in her colors. I customized the exterior to match her. And I like her as a villager, do not get me wrong. She's extremely tropical. Like I've said before, she just has the whole very tropical beachy vibe to her character design. I just really love Sydney, and I love that Lyman is like this really bright green color and Sydney is like a bright purple, so I feel like their colors would match really well together. So I'm still a little bit undecided. So this video is for Faith, but unfortunately if I do let her go, I'll just recustomize and change some of the furniture items that I leave out for Faith in another video, or maybe I'll just do that off camera. So just to finish this area off here, I'm creating this little walkway, kind of like a pedestrian crossway, just from the beach to the fake beach. I'm going to be decorating all the beaches on my island. I've already started decorating a few of them, but I don't tackle any of the real beaches in this video. My idea is, unless a beach fits into an actual build, I'm probably just going to decorate all my beaches off camera, or maybe just include them all in one video, because unless it's like an actual build that consists of like a particular area, I'm most likely just gonna put palm trees and a couple more miscellaneous items down. Obviously this is a tropical island, so the beaches I do want to have decorated, but it's not that big of a deal to me if I include those in a video. People know how to decorate beaches. You guys kind of get the general idea. So I've almost finished this little tunnel. As you guys can see, I just placed the castle items and that curtain partition behind the castle items in the black colorway that you can customize from the game. Is a great way of like just kind of having it look like a tunnel that disappears into a tunnel. And it's a great way to like section off a road when you don't want to have to continue the road. I did this on one other area of my island so far, and I really like the way that it looks. I'm most likely going to be doing this on one other spot that I have in mind, but yeah. And then I'm just placing a couple cars down on the road just to finish this area. I'm creating a mini, I'm placing a mini car, and then I'm also creating a yacht trailing behind it. I love the way that this looks. It looks like the car is pulling the boat. I've done this one other area of my island, and I thought it looks so cute, and I like that this area is right next to the beach too, so it looks like someone either is driving their yacht to the beach or their boat to the beach, or has parked their car along this road. Yeah, and then because it's a smaller area, I'm just going to place a scooter in this little section, and then a luxury cart, because I never really use these because they're kind of big, but I like how this one kind of fits in like the little corner area, because you're not really going to be going to this section of the island and really walking around, so I can be a little bit more, I can just place like bigger items down without having to worry about people walking around it. So yeah, now I'm quickly placing this pathing down this vertical plank. I knew going into this build that I really wanted to create a pool area for Lyman and Faith, and whether or not this was going to be a pool for each of them or like a shared pool, I was undecided. But I've had this pool design saved since I started this island and have yet to use it. And I only realized like last week that I hadn't used it yet, so I'm like, okay, perfect opportunity. I have a couple of villagers' homes left to build, so let's create a cool little deck area, and then use this pool design. It's really just 2 tiles. This one is meant to look kind of like the shallow part of the pool, and then the rest of it's just like the regular water. I'm most likely going to be making a public pool area somewhere on my island, but once again, I'm almost finished this island and I'm starting to run out of space. So I'm still not 100% certain if I'm going to be doing that, but I would like to have a public pool area, but I might not get the opportunity. So I'm glad I'm getting the chance to make the little pool area here, because I really love this design, and I love the way that it looks, especially up against the white tile of the wooden plank deck. So I just quickly headed over to resident services and grabbed Lyman's home, and while I'm here I'm also going to be customizing both Lyman and Faith's homes. I wanted their homes to kind of like match their colorway. Lyman has yellow and green as the main colors for him. I didn't really like a lot of the green colors that the custom design options came with, so I did the light green door and then the yellow roof, and then for Faith I went with a pink door and the orange roof. Once again, I think this fits her colorway quite nicely too. I wanted them to match, but I wanted them to each reflect the own villager's colorway a little bit, and I feel like I managed to accomplish that quite nicely. And I also like how really beachy and bright the colors of their houses look. I felt like their original ones were a little bit too dark for the colors I'm going with, and they're matching, but also they're unique and individual to the own character, which I quite enjoy. So I just quickly time traveled and moved both the homes in, and now I'm placing down some fencing. I decided to use the vertical white fencing. I love using this fencing in residential areas. I think it's such a great it looks so like realistic in terms of like fencing you would see in like a neighborhood, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then I'm just extending out the deck a little bit. Now originally I wasn't sure if I was going to create an actual road on this cliff or just have there be like just some random pathing, but I decided ultimately to have a smaller road, and then I'm going to be extending the road throughout the rest of this cliff because I do have quite a bit of cliff. So I'm doing this right here, so I was just stopping right at where the incline is, and I'm really just going to be placing a couple of more smaller car items. And as you can see, I'm placing the vertical fencing actually directly along the road as opposed to behind it, so this really honestly cuts up the road a little bit too, which I quite like because it makes it look a lot smaller than the roads on my main stretch of island. So I'm just placing the vertical fencing all along the path, and as you can see, I placed like garden furniture in front of both of their houses in like a colorway that kind of like matches the actual character's color design, like the green and the orange. I get rid of those and actually end up placing the natural wooden table. I can't remember the exact wording for the name of that item, but I wanted to place more items on tables for them. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm just placing some coconut trees. I haven't really placed a lot of coconut trees directly in builds. I've kind of been placing them along like the road, and then obviously on beaches, but I like how the palm trees kind of blend in and also do look really nice with the white plank path again. And then I'm just placing a couple of more palm trees along the edge of the road, really just to kind of shrink the size of the street again. Like the trees combined with the vertical plank fencing just honestly makes the road look a lot smaller, which is the illusion I want to give. And yeah, I think it looks really good. And then I'm just placing some plant partitions along the back way. I love the way that the plant partitions look up against the castle walls. Like, it gives a nice pop of greenery up against the gray. And I'm just placing a couple of white plumera bushes in between, just to add a little more actual plants, because I don't plant any actual flowers for this build. I'm definitely gonna have to incorporate more flowers. And then as I was decorating, I noticed that Lyman wanted to move out. If you guys remember my last video when I was building Drift's house, he wanted to move out at the exact same time I was decorating his home. So this was a complete and utter betrayal, and clearly he wants me to finish his home a lot quicker. So I apologize, Lyman. I promise you I am almost finished. Just don't look shocked that I want you to stay. I'm making you your home. If you listen to my voiceover, I said I'm not sure about Faith staying. I want you to stay. So I'm placing the natural garden table. That is the table that I mentioned earlier. And then just the white ranch chairs. I love the way that they look. They're very beachy. And then for Lyman, I'm creating kind of like, I don't know, like a little sitting area. I gave him a little eating thing with like a french fries and a little sandwich. I really don't use these items very often, so I'm trying to utilize them as much as possible. And then a little milkshake and a little cassette player. And then I'm doing the exact same garden table for Faith as well. I was originally going to use another set of furniture, but I like how these match. Like I said, I'm trying to make their homes look similar but a little bit different too. And then I'm using a fruit sandwich, a little orange drink, and a little stack of books for Faith. And because Faith does have a little more space next to her house than Lyman does, a lot of the sisterly villagers really love gardening, so I always like to incorporate gardening things in their builds. So I'm just placing a couple of gardening things up against the side of her house. And then I wanted to create the illusion that this is a pool. So I have the little floaty, a little beach ball, and obviously you guys saw me place down the pool, kind of like a little waving pool thing on the corner. And then for Lyman, because he is a jock villager, I gave him a golf set, and then this just little baseball bat combination. Yeah, and then I'm really just trying to fill in the areas around their homes with a little more greenery, like with the fake plants. So I did that to both Lyman and Faith's house just to kind of complete the area. And because they don't have driveways, I gave them scooters that matches their colorway. I gave Lyman a green one and Faith a red. And then I'm just kind of trying to finish the area. I played this little grate design, and then kind of like a transition from the beach to the road. I don't know. It's meant to like kind of like catch the water that you would get like on the sand and the thing. You get the basic gist. And then I just played this grate here, and that's it. I quickly time traveled to early mornings. I think this is going to be the time I set my dream address. I love how natural and like soft the light looks at this time of day. So yeah, without further ado, let's do a quick walkthrough of the final build, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, that is everything for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. I had so much fun creating this build, and honestly, it looks so cute nestled up on this like little cliff area. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you guys would like to see more videos from me. And yeah, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!